The project that you're looking at behind me here is something that Richard and I started a couple of years ago. And basically what we did is turn his 2003 Grizzly into that.
Well, I wanted to build a custom ATV because I'm like any other guy with an ATV. I thought bigger's better, more must be better. I'm not saying that's not true, it's just a lot of work.
Over the last couple of weeks, I've been hard at work on this project, rebuilding A-arms. I've got 2 new A-arms on the front end. I've got 2 new A-arms on the back end. We also changed the shock package on this and went to an air shock off a snowmobile. So today what we were doing is just checking some of our angles. The front end's got adjustability built into it now. We can adjust and set our caster and camber angles, so we were doing that. And then we got it down off the workbench and brought it out to the backyard to give it a quick shot around the test track. Just to kind of feel what changes we made, if we're going in the right direction, and also to try to figure out what the next problems we're going to be faced are.
I can hear it hitting. All right.
What do you think? Was it worth all the extra work?
Yeah, it was definitely worth the extra work. I mean, it does work better, but we got to cut that front bumper shorter because the front wheels are just hammering into it all the time.
I could see you could hear them grinding coming around the corner. So yeah, you can make a touch.
Yeah.
We need to cut about 3 to 4 inches out of the.
I think so.
Out of the front bumper. Right there is where we bent the first suspension 15 minutes out. I just wanted to check and make sure that your A-arms were still straight.
Well, yeah.
Last time I said...
That's what did it.
That's what did it, so...
And it was me that did it too, I think.
Looks straight now.
I don't think the last one survived even with that little bit of punishment without bending. You want to give it a go?
I'll give it a quick try.
Okay. Give it a go and then we'll compare notes over dinner.
Sounds good.
And then we'll get at it.
Well, my initial test ride today was 110% better than what I had before. The bike originally was set up before for the mud riding, lift kit, high clearance type setup. But with the new shocks and new A-arms that Jeff built, now we're into more of a Baja style suspension that will give better handling at higher speeds.
So we're under some pretty tight time constraints to get this thing done. We've got to be leaving tomorrow to go on a ride, and this thing's coming with us and it's got to be done. Are you doing something?
Yeah.
All right, just keep going. We've got a timeline.
See all this stuff that's been done since? Well,
yeah.
You just sit there and talk to all the people at home.
So we got to get this stuff done, and I'm not getting anything done sitting here talking to you. But anyways, we do have a lot of stuff to do, and it's coming together, and I think we're going to make it. What I would tell others who want to start their own version of a project like this one is, number one, you need a lot of patience. And number two, unless you plan on paying somebody to do everything for you, you really need a facility, a shop like this one with the welders and machining equipment and all the other tools that you need to complete this type of project. But basically, you have to realize that it's a huge commitment, and it takes a lot of work and perseverance to see it through to the end, which in some case like this one, you really don't even get to the end of it. But at the end of the day, it's very satisfying to complete it, but you have to realize what you're getting into.
Wow, is it noisy in here?
Well, what I would say to somebody who wants to start a project like this, think about it long and hard. I've had a great time with it and stuff, and it's been a lot of fun. But if you use your ATV a lot and you enjoy riding it a lot, maybe you don't want to tear it all apart and re-customize everything on it. Unless you like spending time in the shop a lot, it may not be for you. But if this is something that really, kind of turns your crank, I'd go for it. It is a blast. Just don't be afraid to just try it. Hammer out some metal and hope for the best. Well, working with Jeff is nothing new to me. Jeff and I spent a lot of years building stuff in this shop. I don't know, it's just easy. We get along well. We both know kind of what the other is capable of doing, and sometimes it's hard to get them going, and then sometimes hard to get them stopped. But other than that, we're good. Oh, there's no bosses in the shop. Bosses are reserved for at home and at work.
The bosses are at home.
Yeah. That's why we're in the shop.
I like working with Richard. He's pretty good. He's been back there doing some different stuff. I mean, he's a little challenged right now because he can't make any noise because we're doing this interview and I'm talking to you. But it's pretty good. I mean, I appreciate Richard giving up his ATV because really when we started this project, that thing was running. There was nothing really wrong with it. It was a little bit beat up, but there was nothing really wrong with it. And Richard, how many hours since, about 3 years we've been working on this thing, and we've got, what, like 10 hours of running time on it in 3 years? So it's a lot of fun to work on, but don't get to ride it much. Speaking of riding, we got to get this thing ready, and there's more parts hanging off it now than
Less talky.
less talky,
more
more worky. All right, I'm gonna get back to work. So you didn't need to take the shocks off, you know.
It's easier.
So do you think we'll be done by midnight?
I think we could be done before sunup.
I want to be done before sunup. On the table, there's little set screws for this front thing. So what's next after this on our list?
The new bolts for the front end. Geez, we're pretty close here.